Ashe family, what up, though?
Yo, what's good, man? How y'all doing?
It's your cousin CJ.
Yo, man, it's your boy JDJ, and we having a good time here. CJ Does It All podcast.
Yes,
Yes, sir, man. How you been? How's everything been this past few days?
it's been good, man. Can't complain. Another day, another dollar.
Facts.
All that good stuff.
Facts. It's always a good day when you wake up.
Yes,
I
sir.
think sometimes too. I need to be a little bit more transparent in my communication, and when someone asks me how I'm doing, if I'm
Yeah.
really doing bad, just say that.
Yeah. And two, I've been trying to like expand my vocabulary. Stop saying like people, how you doing today? I'm blissful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or something.
Because you always hear good.
Right, I'm good. I'm all right.
It's
I'm
the
okay.
popular thing to say.
Yeah, like we fucking robots or what? Like, come on, man. The people look at you crazy though, like when you say stuff that's out of the norm. You know what I mean?
Facts, because they're not used to, someone speaking outside of their normal vocabulary or whatever.
Exactly. Just like with the good morning stuff. People like good morning. I be like grand rising.
Well, actually, kind of going to that. So, why don't you say good morning?
I don't because
What's your belief?
it's a curse word. You're saying morning is like the root word of morning is mourn, which means sadness or grief. So you're really wishing somebody a good sadness, a good grief. People say, okay, well, the spelling is different, but listen to the word. Like, what are you saying out of your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Like, you put it on paper, but when you say mourning, and you say, oh, are you mourning from your loss?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell the difference. What's the difference?
True. Now, let me ask you this, because I don't know, but is it possible, like, just like mourning is a word, just like, depending on the word and the context, it could be used in a bad way and a negative. Or I'm sorry, in a positive. Is it possible that mourning in any way, shape, form be in a positive light to where it's now good morning?
I mean, yeah, if you, like, just like America, yeah, if you come and say, this is my shit, and I want this to be called that, and y'all go do that shit, you got the authority to make people do it, yeah. But that don't mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? That don't change the facts of what it is. And the hundreds of thousands of other languages that came before the English language. They say the English language is like a bastardized language.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And this is the King's English. We don't even speak the King English. We speak like the peasants' English, because the King English is more so like the real proper English they speak in the UK. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Okay.
To me, when I hear that, that's what I think of my UK brother. And shout out to all my brothers in the UK and sisters.
Yes, sir. So now one of the things that I realize is that the English language is very simple.
Yes.
It's basic, right? And I feel like, for example, I love my wife. I love my mom. It's two different loves, but we're only using the one common word. It's love, L-O-V-E, right? But I think there's multiple layers. So that's why I was trying to dig a little deeper to ask, with mourning, could it be multiple layers to it? That's why.
Yeah, just like you mean like it's like the same word but different meaning.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, of course, because they made it to that. But to me, it's like if you're spelling something now that we all know because of social media, you're casting a spell. That's why they call it spelling. Like, I think we don't really think about like enough. Like when they were creating this language, like what were they actually thinking? Like what was their mindset? You know what I mean? Like people. I guess it was more common knowledge of people doing magic and casting spells and all that. So
now let me ask you this. So in that same frame of mind, is like, of course, you're cast and your thought process is like you're casting a spell, but is that spell good or bad? Like, what does that actually look like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though we use the word commonly, is there any negative factors for using the word in that way?
yeah, like for me, like when I think of somebody saying good morning, like I hear like in my head like good morning, like almost a haunted voice saying to me like have a good death or have a good sadness, like have good, like I don't know, just certain shit don't make sense. Like why would I say that? And people originally say Grand rising is because you're rising. The sun is rising in the morning. So you're rising, the sun is rising. It's the grand rising.
What's grand? What's the grand part?
Grand. That's a good question.
Is it? Because I look at.
Let me look at the definition because I don't want to confuse people.
Yeah.
For that word in particular.
We can make sure that we're doing, do our research, all that good stuff.
Because I got an idea. I don't want to. Grand definition, according to Webster's, is having more importance than others, having higher rank than others, bearing the same general designation, inclusive, comprehensive, the grand total of all my money. So, like you said, it can have different meanings within the word.
Exactly.
But that's why I say English is a bastardized language, because a lot of African languages, like the ancient different ones or whatever, not to get too specific, but like when we saw something, like say we see a bee flying or whatever, we can see the bee and say maybe buzz, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever sound. So that's how you know what I'm saying? I believe that's how language started.
What was your buzz sound? Well, and now here's the thing. I think this is very good because this is about communication, right?
Yeah.
It's about how we use our words, right? And so in the light of, for you, your point of view is that like, yo, I much rather use grand rising. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, if someone's coming, I say
You think it's an intention? Like
exactly.
Okay,
It's based off your intentions.
But
What do you mean by this?
I feel like that's true. People do have good intentions or whatever, like when they're saying it, but I feel like that don't change the fact of what you're saying is, you know what I'm saying?
True.
The
Yeah, I
opposite
get
of what you're
saying.
trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
But
Even
that's
though
like
you mean
saying,
well.
but that's like saying like people like I'm dead. Like I'm
True.
dead, bro. I'm dead. Like why you keep saying I'm dead, bro? Like dead ass, bro.
But just think about this. Like all the old sayings and stuff, words have power.
True.
First, it was what? The word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you could just think about all the old sayings your parents or grandparents used to say to you and apply it to that.
What are you doing? You coming down? Y'all watching? Who's that? I can't see. Oh, what's up, mama? Hey, everybody.
Hey.
My mama. Yeah. All right. But
Shout out to
anywho,
moms.
anywho, as far as being able to talk about just the communication pieces and being able to figure out what's what.
Yeah.
Right? For you, what are the benefits of being able to watch what you say? You know what I mean? As far as like being able to say instead of grand morning, grand rising, as far as having that conscious.
Just putting good energy out there. Like I said, if spelling, you're casting a spell, why not cast a good spell? It's the yin yang.
Can the spell be based off good intentions? Or is it only just the words by itself?
It got to be the words with intentions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't have good intentions but saying the wrong thing and it ain't gonna work.
It's not going to work, right? But people do it all the time.
Yeah.
I think everybody has great intentions when it comes down to something, but the actual fruit of it, the actual result is trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get that concept.
And we really don't know what a lot of words mean that we say anyway.
As far as the definition.
Like what it really means. Like if we go to the actual root word of what it means, and you be like, oh, okay, I've been saying this all wrong.
But I think, do you think that's a part of like our culture though? As far as maybe, I'm jumping off the Grand Rising Good Morning, but as far as our culture, do you think like we take words and apply it to whatever we want?
Yeah.
Like we'll call it whatever.
Yeah, it's because first off, this ain't our language, so a lot of time we create our own little slang or shortcuts to certain words and stuff because. I don't know. I just feel like something within us, like it just don't it don't sit right. Like I don't want to say that. Like it don't feel right. Like
like we always gotta add something to our language.
Yeah,
or
take something away, or shorten it, or yeah.
For sure. So, but ultimately, I think one of the topics we kind of wanted to get into is like, I believe you said like the black brown coalition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there a black and brown coalition? I wanted to get into this because what's been going on, in the news recently in LA, the city council, it came out, they were in a closed meeting, not a meeting, but whatever they were doing. She basically was talking about an adopted black child, saying he was a little monkey and saying,
oh yeah, she made
that
those
guy's
racist
working with
remarks.
the blacks because the dude that adopted the black child is a white guy. Was he? Yeah, I think he's white or mixed, either or. But that just brought up a lot of conversation on Twitter because that every time in politics, whatever going on, that black and brown this, but every time something happens, we find out how they really feel. It's always some anti-black sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because that's the thing though too, is that I don't think we can necessarily generalize, a whole culture or all people for one person's actions.
Oh no, definitely not.
I think there's bad seeds amongst every race. You know what I mean?
But when it's a part of your culture,
and you're in leadership.
Not just in leadership, just like, for example, don't get me wrong, I love Mexican people. I stay in Mexican town. I have a lot of, some of my best friends are Mexican. So this is a touchy subject for me because they have, I mess with them. I love them. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for me.
You sound like the white man that said, I got a black friend.
I did. I was thinking that when I said that. I hope I don't sound like that. But I got a whole bunch, just I done been to people's weddings. Just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you want to be able to speak
but that don't mean
too.
They agree with some of the stuff I'm saying. Like for example, I was gonna say, especially in Cali, might be a little different now. But I know back in the day, a Mexican girl to bring a black dude home, boy, you what are you doing? You disgrace. Why you got him here? You got this mayate here? You know what I'm saying?
What's a mayate?
It's basically the racist word. It's like a black N word.
Okay.
And that's another thing, right? All these different groups, they got little words for us. Even the African immigrants, what they call it, Akadas and all that, Jair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't do that to them. We might joke. Yeah, we joke.
Yeah.
This is the thing about the Africans. I got to say that, especially on Twitter, they be like, "What? I got called an African booty scratcher as a kid." We all did. Get over it. We was kids. What?
Oh, what movie was that from? That was Boys in the Hood, right?
I said on Boys in the Hood?
I think it was on Boys in the Hood, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check.
Yeah, somebody looked that up.
But I mean, ultimately, see, here's my thing: is that I think individuals should be held accountable for their shortcomings.
Oh yeah,
but also to I think what you're talking about is rooted in their culture, unfortunately. But there's, like you said, a lot of people who aren't like that.
Exactly, they're good people, yeah. And don't think like that.
But unfortunately, just for example, if a black dude go out here and kill a famous person, right? That looks bad on us. Black on black crime, right? But and I'm not trying to bring that up, but what I am saying is that people are evil.
Oh yeah.
Ultimately, I think genuinely people are evil, and we really can't put trust in just man's ability.
Man, I agree with you there.
Because I feel like ultimately they're gonna fail some way, shape, form. Just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And so she's obviously racist, right? Why would you talk about a black boy, but to the same degree?
And the others that was there kikiing up, kiki.
The other was laughing.
Right, they was co-signing it.
Yeah, but ultimately, how can we change or maybe not say how can we change? Is there any way of improvement of possibly bridging the gap?
Yeah, it's possible, but it's hard when you got stuff going on to where black people can't even walk in your neighborhood without getting attacked. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How we go talk? We can't even walk in your neighborhoods. It's different though in LA, New York, and these different places. Detroit, area. Yeah, it's different. Even in Detroit, my friends told me when they was in high school, it was a whole race war about to happen. It was Mexicans on one side and black people. You talking about they had guns, everything. Oh, wow. It's finna go down in Detroit.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I believe it.
But to me, I think we knew the history we wouldn't be like that. Like, 'cause there was black people that fought for the Mexican Revolution. Like, people don't even know that.
But I don't think they care to know either though.
No, they don't.
Unfortunately, because
The Mexican people go say I'm lying. Watch.
So I mean, ultimately, the people at the end of the day, like, just has to choose what's going to be the good thing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, like, these people gonna be racist, bro. That's that's a part of life.
And then most Hispanics identify as white. Like, they check white. Now that might be
depending on the.
Now that might be just for you think, okay, I see how they treat the blacks. I'm gonna just say I'm white. That way I don't have to deal with that. Which, okay, I can understand. But when they gave Mexicans the opportunity to classify as their own race, they chose white. This is documented.
I mean,
So
I think, but those individuals who made that decision, you know, for an entire race, I mean, that's on them.
yeah,
You know
but
what
at
I
the
mean?
same time, right after that,
You think what you're saying is that there's individuals like that councilwoman who
Yeah.
steps into that lane of racism.
yep. And why is it always the people that get in power though?
Because you have more
You know what I
opportunity.
mean?
You know what I mean? If you got power, you got a lot more opportunity to hear more pitches. Like, if you got a whole bunch of money, everybody know you do, and you're looking to invest, you don't get 1,000 different pitches. You're going to rub shoulders with a
Yeah.
lot of people, possibly the wrong people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just never know. And because that's the thing. When you're in a position of power, I think it is tough.
Yeah, you know what? And I got a lot of friends that work in government and stuff, and I talk my stuff on Twitter and all that. But they always hit me with a couple little facts and stuff like, we doing this now, we trying,
Yeah.
we doing, you know what I mean? But they definitely, it is people working that's trying, but it's the powers that be, man. It's just,
I think here's a dope part, right? Is that even the powers that be, every kingdom falls.
yeah,
I don't care how powerful you are as an individual or a company, right? I don't think anybody do, but at the end of the day, it can be lost. Like, it can all go away. Heck, if you die today, it's gone,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I try not to have respect for persons, and what I mean is that if I know that these people are moving a certain way to, you know, stop us from doing something, that's just gonna make me want to work harder.
yeah, to fight it.
Exactly, and to make their power weaker.
Right. But the thing is, right, Mexicans know that our government is doing everything they can and doing whatever to stop them from really achieving what they want to achieve in their country. But but despite knowing all that they know the white supremacists sabotage their elections and do all type of stuff. But instead of coming over here and fighting white supremacy with us, they always come over here and join the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as far as the people
It depends.
in power and government that's making
yeah.
the decisions.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not talking about no regular people.
You're talking
Some
about
of them do too. George
individuals.
Zimmerman.
You're talking about, like, you know, your lobbyists, your lawyers, your, you know,
Yeah,
people who are in
politicians.
positions of power and can actually make change.
Yeah.
Typically sides with the white man.
Exactly. That's what
saying.
I'm saying. Not the regular people. Like,
But why do you think they do that?
well, not gonna say some regular people do because I can't. George Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And
Matter of fact, let's just use this. I think she was a congresswoman, right?
LA City Councilwoman.
Yes.
She was the president.
Let's just use her as the example for this, right? If we're using her as an example, do you think, like, you know what I'm saying, birds of a feather flock together?
Oh yeah, and they not only was talking racist stuff, they were illegally rezoning parts of the city. You know, for their benefit, they were making sure that all the contracts and stuff went to Mexican companies instead of the black residents of LA that need it. Like, especially in LA right now, so many homeless people that's black, bro. It's crazy.
Well, but I want to argue a little bit on that point because I think LA right now is just too expensive for anybody.
Yeah, it's insane.
I feel like if you're in LA, it's because you want to be in LA, even though you're
New
homeless.
York too.
Even because you still got to pay to be homeless. Like,
Ain't they insane?
like you still gotta pay to be homeless. That's crazy. So it's like, do you? I damn near forgot my damn question and where I was going with it. But ultimately, this congresswoman, right? The shoulders that she rub against when they're talking about business meetings and all this stuff. Do you think that that's it? Those people in power, the ones we don't see, that are usually given the most influence to, social media or the things that we see, or the things they want to control. You follow my question?
A little bit. You asking kind of why do they do that? Or
Yeah, do you think, their ultimate goal is to leverage it and to continue to gain power?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're trying to gain power for their race. That's why they call it a race. We racing, nigga, to who will be in power, who gonna win the race. That's why I said we don't understand what these people mean when they put these words in place. Like, why would they call it a race out of all things?
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a little stuff like that. Like, you wouldn't even think about, like, why would they call it this? And just look what's going on.
Yeah. What do you think? Brandon? Okay. Oh, we got African booty scratcher came from. It's about hilarious new. No, baby. No. No, I know it's boys in the hood. I know it is.
A funny part about African booty scratcher, though, I beat up one of my cousins for calling me that when I was little. I'm like, call me that again.
You wanna shout him out? You wanna shout your cousin out?
Yeah, shout out my cousin Keyjohn out in Atlanta.
That is hilarious, bro. Yeah, shout out to you, man. And so, but now let's kind of like pivot into an area of, the masses, the population.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think there's, is competition, let me ask this, is competition good between races?
That's a good question.
Is it good?
Cause when we think of competition, we was athletes. We know like it definitely makes you a better player. Like,
right.
But we not on the same team.
True.
We not on the same team.
True.
So don't get me wrong. I believe we should be like everybody should be against white supremacy right now. We already know what it's doing with Trump. Like, that brought it back. Like, if you didn't believe in white supremacy and none of that, like, that opened your eyes, like, for sure. Like, oh, it's really going on.
But here's the thing. I think a lot of these people, like, I guess you could say the followers of white supremacy, they don't really have power. The ones who really have power is the 1%. But it's sad.
Yeah.
Here's the sad part about it. If you was to say, if white supremacy, let's just say you was to throw 10 people, who running it, right? Let's just say it all roots up to these 10 people. Whoever these 10 people are. How many of them black?
I don't know. It's a good question. Somebody got me on that. Hold on. Ask me that one more time. Let me think about it.
So let's say we're rooting all together. All the white supremacy in the world that's being ran is being ran by 10 individuals. Okay. I'm just saying, for example.
Yeah.
This is white supremacy. Of those 10 individuals, how many of them are black?
Probably got a mixed person. One mixed person.
But here's my thing, and my idea is that I would say that I hope I don't get killed for this, but I would say that those 10 people are more diverse than what we will actually think. I think that there's a agenda that everyone has. Everyone knows this agenda, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I think those group of 10 people are going to continue to thrive in that agenda if it's bringing them profit of some way, shape, or form, regardless of race.
Yeah.
But I think the tag is that we put white supremacy on it because the results of what their actions do. You know what I mean? The results of black people going to jail higher than whites. The results of...
Which is not true.
Well, yeah, but whatever the case may be. But I'm
sorry. I know. I just had to say that. People really think that's still true when it's.
But here's the thing.
It's not.
Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean is that it's promoted that.
Yeah.
That's what I really.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's promoted that black people kill each other more than white people. It's promoted.
Yeah, I actually had the stats on that right now.
So I'm not trying to say that's what it is, but that's what's shown to us.
Yeah.
So that's why I just said in general.
Propaganda.
In general, people are evil.
Yeah, but I hate to think that. I like to give people benefit of the doubt because I feel like the people I come across and experience are usually good people, like no matter what the race is. I don't know what you got going on at home though. You know what I'm saying? True. You could be nice to me out in public and go back home. Honey, I seen this nigger. True. He's talking to me, and you know what I'm saying. You never know.
And I guess I shouldn't say all people are evil. What I mean is that all people have that evil gene in them, where they can be able to do a fucked up decision.
So yeah, to do something bad.
Just think about some people actually do this. Like you literally vlogged your entire life, every single moment, every single moment. It was on a vlog. It was on YouTube, right? How much of that is actually really good? You know what I mean? Because it's for you, you know, at the end of the day, I know I ain't perfect. Yeah. If people seen every single thing that I did behind closed doors, they'd be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But I'm being honest with my shit. You know what I mean? I feel like people deny that honesty. That, you know, they do fucked up things, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So yeah. But I
do think, to get back a little bit on topic.
Yeah.
I do think it can be a coalition, but we got a lot to work through right now. But I think we in the part of the relationship where we need to work on ourselves before we get back in with somebody. Cause that's what it is. Like we got to work on ourselves. Who you are first. Yeah, we got to start loving ourselves more. Get our community together. Yes, it's killing and stuff in our community, but killing is proximity based. It's not race based, and white people commit the majority of the crimes in America, like over 60%, according to the FBI. So,
but that's not promoted.
Exactly, because people don't like to go research and read.
You know what I mean? That's not promoted. So I speak out of ignorance and say the opposite. So I appreciate you for correcting me.
Yeah, don't get me. Most people go say that because that's what they've been taught. Yeah. Like, you know how many times we done heard that, like, growing up? Like, it's insane. It's been, like, ingrained in us. We've been, what they call that? Prime. I call it prime. They priming us for something. Yeah. Just like with I'm sorry, for example, Black Panther. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a lot of us, we saw it, like, Killmonger. Like, just think about him. What did he say when he was in the museum?
Oh, bro, he was going ham, bro. Killmonger was definitely one of my favorite characters.
He talking about it's not for sale. He talking about how much your people pay for it.
What did he say? What did he say at the end of the movie? He was like, I'd rather die with my ancestors instead of... I forgot, but that shit was hard. I don't know what.
Right, I was hoping to kill the Black Panther. I was like, I want him to win now, look. Because look what he was doing, bro. Like... Black Panther and NBC, they had the white dude and all that stuff behind the scene, looking at the technology and shit. Killmonger was like, no, he already know how them people is. Don't bring them in here. Look,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I remember.
So Black Panther 3 is gonna be a white Wakanda because they done figured out all the technology because this nigga done let them in.
But here's the thing though. I think ultimately long term is that bridging the gap and building a relationship with opposite races is better than not to, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I think it is. I don't think anything should be done with bad intention. I think competition is good. Yeah. I think all competition is good.
Yeah, at the heart of it.
Exactly. Like, but it's about this in the spirit of. Yes. Like, is this in the spirit of evil or is this in the spirit of love? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like everybody was saying that demon time. I'm on God time.
I hate it, bro.
I'm not on no demon time.
I absolutely hate when someone says they're on demon time because demons lose. Man, just think about it. Someone, and I don't want to generalize this, but for the most part, if anyone ever used demon time as a form of expression, think about all the times you've been in pain. Think about all the times you hurt. A lot of people want to say God did this, God did that. In my opinion, the Bible says the thief came to steal, kill, and destroy. It's to kill you, to cause pain, to cause havoc. It's possible, right? And so, and who God is, man. The only thing He's really trying to do is show His love, and people don't understand that, in my lens. But that's why I want to build these forums to be able to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like you're loved, bro.
Yeah.
Like God really, really loves you more than what you actually think. But when you say things like demon time, you're just professing that you're a loser, in my opinion. I don't care how much money you got. If you have to be on demon time, then all you're professing is I'm a loser, and then ultimately another demon is going to kill me because demons kill demons.
Right. I want to ask him, what demon are you?
Exactly.
Which one are you?
Exactly.
So we can prepare.
Exactly. I would. It's not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't.
That's not something. But we're millennials, right? What generation uses that? Is that X, Z? I don't even know.
The one after, I think it's Z. I want to say Z. Don't quote me on that.
Do you feel like you're an OG?
Yeah, I do not. I didn't, but man, I went to I was in like a stock club group, and we met at the library where to talk, and I'm just talking like all the stuff I know. They're like, "Damn, you know everything." They're like, "You done did some." I'm like, "Damn, I'm old as hell." I'm like, bro.
Yeah, man. 30 is different.
Man,
30 is definitely different. I feel a little bit more mature, but outside of that,
yeah, I don't feel old. I feel like I'm at a new age.
Yeah,
I don't call it an old age.
I feel it. And so, but ultimately too, man, I'm pretty sure people are going to ask about this thing right here. Could you explain to us what is this?
Oh yeah, this is right here timeline of Black history, starting 5200 before BC, all the way to the first dynasty to the 50th. Yeah, they got all the kings on here, all the golden ages, what the Ankh means, what the right left side of the brain means.
So these are things that basically, I guess you could say the scientists of their time.
Yeah, a lot of popes, scientists of our time.
Let's talk about that. Explain that. What is that?
Some say that's where they got the 10 Commandments from.
Okay.
Because it's got a lot of similarities. Just like I would live with gratitude. I honor thy neighbor and stuff like that.
Okay.
Basically living godly, just being a
trying to be an example.
It's some basic stuff, but it's like stuff you need. Like I live in virtue.
So it's a few things.
Yeah,
is it like
literally 42.
Is it kind of like affirmations or not affirmations, but what am I trying to say? It is starts with the D. I can't think of it.
I'm trying to think what you think of. 42 laws of my eye. I honor virtue. I benefit with gratitude. I am peaceful. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred. I give offerings that are genuine. I live in truth. So it's some stuff that we should be doing anyway on a basic, if you're a good person, human level.
What makes a person good? You know what I mean? Do you think what makes a person good is their ability to understand, everything, to have a conscience, or, what do you think makes a person good?
I think it makes somebody good is that they know the right from wrong, but they still choose to do the right thing, even when it's hard to do. I think that makes somebody good. Like knowing if you do something bad you didn't know, I feel like I can give you a little pass because you didn't know, or you were ignorant to whatever you were doing. You didn't have the knowledge to know that wasn't a good thing to do. But if you got the knowledge and still do it, people like, oh, this nigga, he on demon time.
Yeah, exactly. I think I don't even know if I can use the term good, just because I know that we're all flawed.
Right, you were saying. Yeah.
Like, I know we're all flawed, and it's okay. But
the yin and yang.
I think you have to actually understand that, though, first.
I don't think it's good, per se. It's just like, negative and positive. It's like it's the opposite. It's like yin and yang.
So I mean,
it's not positive. It's just a
relative.
negative charge, but it ain't negative. You know what I mean? Like it just
it's relative per the situation.
yeah.
It's relative per the situation because I think kind of depending on the circumstance, that'll kind of dictate whether if it's good or bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like everyone's gonna be judged, or everyone judges each other regardless.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and two, I forgot to say, the 42 laws of Mayat are principles that they live by ancient Kemet to where modern day math, science, astrology, basically everything we learned in school, they came to learn in ancient Kemet, which means land of the blacks.
Did you learn this in school?
No,
in grade school.
I did learn this early, but I didn't learn this in school. I learned this a little bit from my dad's side of the family, like my dad, my aunt, and uncles.
So this was rooted in you from the jump.
My dad in the Nation of Islam. I got a lot of family, a couple other family members in the nation, or just Muslim, and they real pro-black. Like all this stuff, like I already knew. Like when I got in high school and stuff, and I took an African American studies class, I got 110%. I didn't even study.
Oh shit!
Like not one time.
Damn. Now let me ask you.
Every year.
Now, have you ever challenged their opinions on anything?
No, not in public because
No, not in public, but I'm talking about just
my family or like teachers.
Like not teachers, but I'm talking about like you learn. Yeah, I'm sorry, you learning from your family, right?
Yeah.
They telling you about this, telling you about that.
Yeah.
Did you ever like? Well, hold on.
Had pushbacks. Stuff. Yeah. Because some stuff you can't believe till you have an experience or you grow mature or you have more knowledge of the subject or knowledge of self. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. That don't sound too crazy. So we're gonna get into the some esoteric facts and stuff, but I want that to come later. We're gonna reel y'all in easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta make this good first.
Like you said, some people say we are gods. Like it's a God within us, and we're controlling our own reality.
Yeah, I mean it's all depending on your point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I look at it like this.
Not saying there's not a God there, but just
we're
saying we're
saying in
also
the general,
we're like many kind of what I'm saying?
in a general meaning. For me, I look at it like this: whenever you have something, when it comes down to your core beliefs and what you believe, right? I think as long as you're comfortable standing on that and know that it's going to bring you fruit, do so.
Yeah.
But if it's like after a while, if you're still not progressing, if you're not growing, I think you have to challenge every single mental part of your brain.
Exactly.
Right? Challenge every question, because if you don't, if you're not challenging it and you just, sitting here waiting on park, then you just gonna be succumb to whatever bullshit circumstances come your way.
Yeah.
Because you just chose not to learn.
Exactly. I got introduced to consciousness by two good brothers. I don't even remember their name, but I appreciate them now. It was like a mentoring program. They just started. It was like me and like two other dudes. I'm the only one that ended up staying because it was just so interesting.
Engaged.
Right. They started talking about that Willie Lynch letter and how to break a slave and like basically break them down like a horse.
Yeah, give us context to the Willie Lynch letter.
Willie Lynch was basically the dude who had the blueprint to teach everybody how to break their slaves and make them good slaves. And they basically broke them down just like they would do a horse.
Oh, wow.
Like the same exact way. That's why they...
how they break down the horse?
We use the term buck breaking, right? Trying to think how they start. Because I know whatever, all the vile stuff they did as far as...
just a short version of it. If you was to just... Like, what is...
Like, they picked the top two, whatever...
Males.
The males, right, the biggest, strongest together, and make them fight, whoever win, and then, okay,
Kinda
say
like
he
the
won,
Django.
we go make him, he the strongest one, we go break him and show them, we'll rape him or we'll do whatever in front of the whole everybody, you know what I'm saying, to show y'all this what we doing to the biggest and strongest of y'all. So if you go try, you go get it worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like some psychological stuff.
That's crazy. Now here's one thing I do want to say, right? When it comes down to those times, and I don't care about getting criticism at this point, but in those times, bro, the reality is, I want to say this, because a lot of those people, those slave owners or slave masters, were called Christians, right? So they would use the Bible
in the doctrine of discovery,
and so what they'll do is that they'll use it in a very negative connotation.
Yeah.
And, then give it to black people. Say, you got to obey me. You have to take my orders. And for me, the word of God is a two-edged sword. Without context, it is the most deadliest thing on earth. I think when people take context away from the Bible and then just have the words, it is the deadliest thing on earth.
Yes.
And I think that's why a lot of people have their reasonings for not, like, I don't believe in that for what? Like, these slave masters used the Bible to bound my ancestors and to bound these people. But what I would say is that, okay, have an experience, right? If the word of God is actually true and is real, you're going to have an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to the same degree, it's just about what, it's like, what perspective are you willing to look at it through?
Exactly. And they use Christianity and what they call the doctrine of discovery. Okay,
yeah, what's that?
Which is, I want to say that it's basically a doctrine, right, that they use as a concept of a public international law that propagated by Christian European monarchs in order to legitimize the colonization and basically take over the land. That's why they say Christopher Columbus discovered America, because he went there with the doctrine of discovery, which is a piece of paper that says, okay, if I make y'all bow down to our religion, then I own this place. Like, this is mine. I discovered it because now y'all under my rule.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And they still using that now.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, bro. It's like, here's the thing. People are like, man, I know the Bible, bro. I hear people, I know the Bible. I read it 1,000 times. But I would say this. You may know the Bible by word, but you may not know the gospel. It's two different things.
Explain that.
The gospel is understanding the Bible in context.
Okay.
A lot of people, you know what they do when they read their Bible? This is what they do. Where my phone? I don't know where my phone is. They pick up their phone, open the Bible app, pick a random book to read out of the Bible, and just start reading. And then on a random page.
So no context.
Context.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And then you could be reading something that's quoting somebody killing someone and think that's God. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have to have the context when reading the Bible, because when you do and you walk throughout life, I promise you're going to have experiences like none other.
Yeah. And I got a family member who we have debates because he, like, kind of same way as you, but he breaks it down, like, to the point, like, he probably disagree with you as far as the Bible, like, and what stuff means. Like, you know what I'm saying? Different. Everybody has their own what interpretations of what stuff means. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But the best way to see what works is look at their fruit. Look at how they treat their wives. Look at how they treat their husbands. Look at how they treat the people around them.
Yeah.
The best way to see what they're talking about is true, look at how they treat people. And when you can see, like, damn, like, he be showing love to, or he appreciate his wife. He put his wife first, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You're going to see the fruit of it. A lot of the times, bro, like, I be seeing these pastors cussing out people in church. Like, I get it.
It's a whole cussing pastor on the internet named the cussing pastor.
But here's the thing, I cuss too. But my vulgarity has nothing to do with my salvation.
Well, let's get this right, because you're not cussing. You're saying profanity.
I'm saying profanity. Thank you. You said it. Because I'm not cursing someone.
Right, you're not saying curse words.
It's saying, go to hell.
Right, or
that's a curse.
The HATE word.
That, or, I mean, anything to make someone feel condemned or bad about themselves can be a form of cursing. But if I say, shit, I'm just chilling in the crib for the night.
Right. It's not.
Oh, cool. Like, you know what I mean? So I think context is everything. Like,
Definitely.
especially when it comes down to, this thing that we're doing, kind of, uncovering history, uncovering, the things.
Our story.
Exactly, right? So with uncovering those things, we got to be able to make sure we remain true.
Exactly. And I think another thing is, too, we had everything taken from us, and people's mindset is, why would they take everything and just give us this? You know what I'm saying? But like you said, they used it and gave you certain parts to make you docile, to make you a good slave, to make you, you know what I'm saying?
They reason with you.
And they didn't give you the whole context. So I can at least agree with that part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Because I just hate how bad God got a lot of bad PR, for real. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and it's not because of him, it's because of the people that represent him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And so, like, for example, me, they was like, oh, this nigga out here cussing, he out here doing this, out here doing that, but yet talking about he's a Christian. No, look at my actions. Look how I treat people.
Yeah.
If you judge me by my words and vulgarity, then you being simple. Look at everything that I do for people. And that's how, and I'm not saying that to boast, I'm not saying that to brag, but what I'm saying is that if you really want to know someone, look at how they treat other people.
Exactly. And that's how you know words are powerful, because people will judge you off of saying too many profanity words, but then say the opposite. Like, yeah, words don't really matter to me, you're not bothering me, but then why are you upset because of the way I talk?
Exactly. you know what's funny? I didn't cuss for a minute. Like, I used to did no cursing, not at all, right?
Or profane.
I keep saying cussing. I didn't use any profanity at all for at least like 3-4 years or whatever, right? And so while doing that, I started working at a spot, and they was throwing cuss words around left and right. All my friends, cuss words, left and right, right? And what I ended up finding is that even the people who were, so-called the most holy, guess what they was doing? Profanity, left and right. Then I started realizing that it's not about the actual word, it's about in spirit of. Like, are you saying it with in good spirit?
Right, you saying with negative or bad, right.
Exactly.
Like
are you saying this with negative and bad intentions?
Excuse.
Because shit, like we said in the beginning, the English language is simple. I really need to expand my vocabulary.
It's a bastard language, though, like a bastardized language.
What do you mean by bastardized, by the way?
Like, it's a shitty language, like, compared to the other languages. Like, other languages don't have 3 or 4 different words to describe one thing.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, like, that makes, like, why would we have there, and there, like, and then they all spelled different? Like, why?
Yeah, exactly. It don't make sense, but hey, it's kind of like.
What I don't know is who, I guess, created the English language. That's something we don't think about. Who actually created this language? We know it was the king's English. So which king was it, though? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
So that's something maybe we need to
do a little research.
Yeah, talk about maybe next time or whatever. And also too, 'cause I know y'all which black people was fighting in the Mexican Revolution? Vincent, what's his name? Vincent Guerrero was one of them. He was also the first president, I believe, of Mexico. He was mixed, a European, like a European, Italian, and African or something like that.
Okay.
But we all know that African is a dominant gene.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we say when somebody got that in them, well, that's why they said that. You got the one drop rule. You got black and you black, because they understand we have the dominant gene.
So let me ask you, can it be rooted, like, my great grandfather was white, right? But let's say that entire generation was white until my third great grandfather. He got with a woman, she was black, boom, right? But let's say, like,
after that, there was all like just white on white.
Yeah, like how does that work?
You still got it in you, but you just get less and less each generation. Like, my wife mixed, I'm black. Our kid would be 75% black. just to throw out not a random number, but just a generalization. You know what I mean?
But is there really a one drop rule? I feel like one
Yeah,
drop.
I mean, it is.
One drop is like a hair. Like you could be pure white right now.
It is, but it isn't. It's just because you could have one drop in you and be white, like you said.
Yeah.
You had that one drop, you generation, you don't even know, but you got one
Exactly.
drop. But they're looking at it from the perspective of once you get that one drop of black in you, it's over. You know, like, cause you, as far as the black, like looking mixed people, like they look darker, the more melanated one, they like, oh, it's over for them. Like, as far as
saying
being
that
just
having
white,
another white people going down the line.
yeah. That's what they were thinking back in the day. Like, dang, now there's a black person, because they treated them as such. Now you can't come in white society. You know, it's different now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we thinking back then, they couldn't come amongst white people. That's why mixed people who look or could pass for white. Shout out Sean King. No, I'm playing. I'm just joking, Sean. People like that to them was scary because they could sneak within white society and shit, and you know.
Yeah. Or like, oh, did you see that one movie? I think it was King of Bears on Netflix. It was the creator of Blackish. He had
Okay.
a show on Netflix. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about, but I haven't seen
Quincy
the show.
Jones' daughter. You know who Quincy Jones is?
Yeah, I know who Quincy Jones is.
He has a daughter who looks white, like completely white. But like, if she around black people, you're like, oh, okay, she black.
Yeah,
Like she's one of those.
she black.
So what I mean is that if
Like, do they get to pick and choose? Like, since I'm 50-50? No, because when they get pulled over, I feel like it goes on. If you get pulled over, do you get racially profiled or not? Are you a nigga? They still treat you like a nigga when you get pulled over, right? When you still going to job, do they still treat you like a black woman? When they, even though they might do it in your face when you leave, they be like, yeah, that black girl, blah blah blah. Even if you look at yourself as white, you know what I'm saying? They looking at you as black.
facts, do you think there's a race that is like full of like they're the ideal race, like as far as like
The Asiatic black man. No, I'm playing. I believe that, but I'm joking.
no
I just say all good jokes contain true shit.
Yeah.
Shout out J. Cole.
facts. So when we're bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I had my question.
My bad. You said who's the oh,
No, I was really just, is there a race that actually displays good community skills? Like, you know what I'm saying? They move as one.
oh yeah. So we talk about the black and brown coalition. Mexican, they move as one, I believe. That's why you see all these Mexican towns and major cities. Also, the Chinese do the same thing. That's why the past few years, it was a story about like these black women trying to break into the beauty supply thing, but Asian people, they have a monopoly over there and they only would sell to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely examples out there that we can look at. Cause in a minute, China go own America
Yeah. I mean,
at this rate.
because they're making so much money so fast.
Boy, man, and they taking they sending they like they bad people and prisoners and shit to Africa, but they taking over there too as well.
Oh, what was that? I was just looking at an article or something as far as they had like, if you got caught or did anything, you went to jail, they would literally put you in like a boot camp or like where basically you got to work labor prison or something like that.
hard labor or whatever.
Yeah.
I believe it. I haven't been to China. I've been to Japan.
Well, how was that?
I liked it.
How long was you out there for?
About a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother was out there doing study abroad for Michigan State, so I'm like, let me go out here when I got somebody who can speak the language and stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother Tariq. He just graduated too.
Oh, congrats.
Michigan State.
Big up,
So-
Tariq. Good job, Brody.
Another Spartan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I forgot you a Spartan, bro.
Yeah.
You going to the game?
Definitely not going to the game. At this point, I'm not even watching. I'm the fan. Once I see we trash, I go to the next sport. Up.
Facts.
No need to watch this no more. Go to
Facts.
basketball season.
Facts. Now, I personally don't do FanDuel, but everybody else around me do. You do FanDuel? You dabble in it a few times?
Yeah, I was. Not as much no more. To be honest, I don't watch sports as much as I do. Like, I'm not into it as much as I used to be, just because I'm into the real world stuff, like what's going on, like in our community, like in politics, and learning about what was taken from us.
Okay.
And just a lot of esoteric facts, like for example, the different ley lines and that's on the 33rd, they call it 33rd parallel, and energy sources, and people saying like mountains were actually trees, but they was like, because people say that our trees used to be like giant, like damn near in space, and like the trees we got now are really just bushes.
Low, yeah.
So, and they've been finding all type of giants' bones or whatever all over the world. I think the most popular ones are the ones in Akron. They talk about the giants from Akron, Ohio. So a lot of people, they try to say that's LeBron ancestors. I was like, I don't know. Ain't no telling. It could be. Who knows?
You never know. And so before we wrap up the show here, man, any last points, man? Anything you kind of want to get off here?
Just want to say, Black and Brown Coalition. I don't know what's going on. I can't talk to the Black and Brown Coalition. It doesn't exist. We don't have no allies. We out here by ourselves. We see that every time any movement happens. Yeah, we see people that support us and stuff, but when it comes down to getting tangible benefits, reparations, and all this, they be against it. So something ain't adding up. Do for self or suffer the consequences.
Facts. And we out. Oh, yeah.